Hey everybody, it's Greek Gamer here, coming at you with another video. Today we'll be talking about a zombies rundown of all the information we know so far, Black Ops 3 Zombies since Comic-Con. So let's get into it with the first thing I want to talk about. Is the newest information is we have the story of the Giant map, also known as Der Riese, or what we think is Der Riese. I'll get into that later. But what happened today is they dropped the trailer for the Giant. Now, I know this isn't the same as the leak thing because there's more at the end, but what happened at the end wasn't really as important as what happened at the beginning, what we saw from the cut piece. So, what happened was Richtofen is doing whatever he's doing. Okay, I don't really remember every detail of the Der Riese storyline. All I know is it starts off with Maxis and Samantha in the teleporter. He teleports them away, right? And pretty much what happens from that point on is he gets surrounded by the Origins characters. Now, this is particularly confusing because we don't know why the Origins characters are there, but in the description it does say directly after Origins this is happening. So, they're telling Richtofen to do what they say. They're saying, be careful, and Takeo says, release the test subject. We don't know what that means yet, but we're assuming it has something to do with zombies. Like the actual zombies themselves. So, Richtofen completely disobeys their orders when they tell him not to open the teleporter because what he will do will trigger a train of events that will not be good for him. So, what they end up doing, or what he ends up doing, shall I add, he opens the teleporter, and in this awesome cinematic shot, again, you're gonna have to go see the trailer if you want to see it for yourself. It's just an amazing work of art, as they call it the YouTube channel. Richtofen from Origins walks out. Now, at this point, we have absolutely no idea what is going on right now. Everybody who watched this trailer for the first time, they're like, Richtofen and Richtofen. How does this make sense? And I'll get into that a little bit later after we talk about the actual info, get into a couple of theories. But pretty much what had happened was Richtofen steps out, and older Richtofen, the one who actually teleported them there, puts his hat down as respect, as a Nazi soldier or a Nazi general would usually do. So, young Richtofen proceeds to pull out a pistol and shoot Richtofen in the head. Now, at this point, automatically seeing this, the first thing I thought of was, that means everything from Black Ops 1 no longer makes sense. Now, this is particularly confusing to the storyline, because if they just destroyed Richtofen, then how does Richtofen blow up the Earth? And if that doesn't happen, then does that just mean Black Ops 2 didn't happen for zombies? At least for the new storyline? So, that's all we can gather from there. There's a lot of theories to it, because apparently the teleporter that you saw there wasn't actually part of the original map. People are saying that there could be a result of the Giant actually happening before the events of Der Riese, but again, that doesn't make sense because at the beginning, it shows Maxis and Samantha in the teleporter with Richtofen teleporting them away, which happens in the last radio in the original Der Riese map. I do know that. So, to separate from the Giant ordeal, get it? Joke? Yeah, it's horrible. But, we're going to be talking about the Shadows of Evil a little bit more in depth. We'll just go into it with the character descriptions. I mean, obviously, we know it takes place in Morgue City, a Chicago-style 1940s city, and it seems like they're trapped in some sort of hell pit, some sort of purgatory, just like our Mob of the Dead characters were. And that explains the pentagrams and the satanic stuff going on in the back, and that, especially that blood sacrifice in the trailer, right? And that might include the Shadow Man. We'll also talk about that later. But the character descriptions, we got the Femme Fatale. I don't remember the actors' names. I'm not going to pull them up right now, but you guys, obviously, you'll know who they are if you go look at the map. The Femme Fatale, pretty much what she had done, because all these people, the whole basis of the map is sins. You did bad things. These are horrible people. So, the big thing about this, and why I think it's all based on sin before we get into the character description with the Femme Fatale, is because the original Mob of the Dead characters, were they not put into this purgatory-like infinite loop because they are horrible people, they did bad things? I'm thinking this might be some sort of purgatory between hell and death. Like, after you die, they're in purgatory waiting to be judged. I mean, I'm not going to get into religion, but you know what I mean. That sort of deal. So, the Femme Fatale, she is a dancer at one of the high-class clubs in Morgue City. She attracts the eyes of many powerful men, and she pretty much uses them to their advantage. Prostitute. So, she gets what she wants from them, and then, you know what she does? What any other person would do. she just straight up kills them. Yeah, it's confusing, but yeah, she kills them after she gets what she wants, and I'm sure that's how she makes her living, whatever. And we have the cop, basic brutal cop story. He's being investigated for doing, like, brutal things to the people he's trying to track down. He's killing people. He's doing way outside cops' jurisdictions, especially for the time, to hurt people. And police brutality wasn't even a thing back then. And then we have the boxer who removed the padding from his gloves so that way his hits did more damage. And when he was doing bare knuckle boxing, he would hide the brass knuckles underneath his wraps on his hands. If you're a boxer, you know what I'm talking about. And then final character, the magician. Now in every zombie storyline, we've had a character that doesn't quite make sense, right? So we have Richtofen from Black Ops 1 and World at War. We have Stuhlinger from Black Ops 2. Now here we have the magician. Now the weird thing about the magician, like I said, that all-ball character out, is because for some odd reason they didn't really show what he was sinful for. They didn't really show any connections to why he's in this. Whereas the other ones, they clearly showed what they did wrong and some of the horrible things they did and why they're horrible people, but the magician not so much. This makes it even more confusing when you see this clip from the trailer where he turns into the octopus alien mutant thing and starts attacking everybody. Now, this could make sense if they make it correct, but like I said, he's the oddball out. They're probably going to make a storyline out of these characters. So, we've covered, you know, the two main maps. Now let's get into the littler details and little things we've learned that aren't exactly related to Comic-Con, but things that Treyarch tweeted, etc., etc. So, then open panel Q&A at the Treyarch, you know, panel. And they asked a lot of interesting questions, as the public did to the developers. One of them was, is this the only remake that we're going to be receiving of an old map? And Treyarch responded with, yes, to our knowledge, this is going to be the only remake for this game, at least, that we are going to be doing. They also asked, are these characters going to be related to the main storyline as well as the Mob of the Dead characters at all after seeing the trailer? They immediately responded with, yes, they are all related. Now this is really interesting because if these guys are all related, maybe they'll be tying some stuff up. Maybe it'll make some sense of why the Mob of the Dead characters and the Shadows of Evil characters are in the spots they're in. Not just because they're bad people, but maybe there's some kind of bigger meaning here, some kind of bigger Easter egg. And, of course, there's a tweet from Ron Perlman. This is something small little information. He said, I would love to meet Tank Dempsey. And Treyarch retweeted it, which is very interesting. So, we're wrapping up the main information here. A few little things I'd like to say. Based on the teleporter that I saw there, I do not think that Doris is going to be the exact same map. Yes, it'll have the same base, but I do not think it'll have the same map entirely. There's going to be more to it. There's going to be some insane Easter egg. And Richtofen shot, you know, I don't really know what they're going to do with that. Multiple universes. That's a theory that most people are going with. We're coming to the end of the video here. If you guys liked the video and the breakdown and want to see more Zombies content from me, don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe. This is Greek Gamer signing off. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.